It's Divas That Care Radio. Stories, strategies, and ideas to inspire positive change. Welcome to Divas That Care, a network of women committed to making our world a better place for everyone. This is a global movement for women, by women, engaged in a collaborative effort to create a better world for future generations. To find out more about the movement, visit divasthatcare.com after the show. Right now, though, stay tuned for another jolt of inspiration.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Divas That Care. My name is Candace Gish. Well, guys, I'm very excited. Shanda Golden is back in the house. I am beyond excited to hear what she's been up to lately and about something great that she is a part of. So welcome back, Shanda. I'm so happy to have you back.
Oh, thank you, Candace. It's nice to be back.
Well, it's definitely our pleasure. We love what you are doing out there. And before we kind of dive into your cause, would you mind sharing with yourself a little bit about yourself with all of our brand new listeners?
Yeah, absolutely. My name is Shanda Golden, and I live in Reno, Nevada. And in 2017, I realized there was a huge need for feminine hygiene products for the homeless women in our community. And so I partnered with Volunteers of America, and for 3 years we had drives here in the community, and it kept growing. You know, we started the first year, it was like 1,300, and then the next year it was 3,000, and then in 19 it was 4,500 boxes of tampons and pads, and it was amazing because, you know, it's all grassroots. I'm not a non-for-profit. We really rely on the generosity of the community and outside people that are outside of our community, obviously. And then coronavirus hit, and I became aware that battered women were sheltering in place with their abusers, and so I partnered with Safe Embrace this year so that we could make sure that they have their cupboard stuffed with feminine hygiene products, because when the women leave their batterers, they are leaving most of the time with just the clothes on their back. And if they have children, they have their priorities are everything else but themselves, unfortunately. And so that's why I partnered with Safe Embrace. I'm also a board member there this year, and they do such an amazing job there. They have a kennel for animals. So if you have a dog or a cat, a lot of reasons why people don't leave their batterer is because they don't want to leave their pets. So the shelter has a kennel there, like I said, and they do a lot of great work. They have about a 70% survival rate. A lot of hope there at Safe Embrace. I'm very proud of that. Mm-hmm.
I love that, and I was going to ask you what Safe Embrace was all about, but what an amazing program. And I really like that they have an animal component to it, because you're right. I haven't heard of that before. I don't know a lot of shelters that invite their animals to come to be with their owners. So I think what a great thing. And maybe that's something we'll have to talk about on our show later on, in future shows, because I think if we can convince more shelters to do that, maybe we can convince more women to get out of situations that they're in. Mm-hmm. So way to go, Safe Embrace. I love that. Okay, So you have been working very hard. The Golden Tampon, as you mentioned, has been going on since 2017, and it has just been growing so much. But the coronavirus and everything, everybody having to home, that's probably really affected your drives in getting it. So what are you doing now? How can our listeners, be a part of this huge drive that you're really trying to get out there?
Well, they can donate through Amazon to Golden Tampon. If you go to my website or even on Facebook, it'll take you to the Golden Tampon page. And if you just purchase items on Amazon, you can have them delivered to the Czar Guitar. And all that information is on the website. And what I do is I don't distribute. I just collect them there. And then at the end of the drive, which will be June 5th, we will have, the big voila moment. And then all the items will go over to the shelter so they can distribute there. And,
I love that. And I think it's perfect.
Yeah, because when I was working with Volunteers of America, here locally no longer handles women and children. the women and children have moved over. A new organization has taken over those cases, and they've actually moved their location. So it didn't make there was no reason to partner with Volunteers of America anymore, right? Because they're no longer handling women or families. But even when I was with Volunteers of America, I did not distribute. A lot of people ask me that if I go out on the streets and distribute. No, I don't. Because, first of all, what we want to do is we want to inspire people to go to the shelters so that they can get help and hope. And if I'm out there just passing it out, they're not going to get any of that, you know. And it's dangerous, too. Let's be honest. It's dangerous. And if I were to do that, you know, that becomes a commodity. You know, street life is really different than how we live. So anyways, but it goes, so with Safe Embrace, again, they'll be distributing there. It works out perfect.
I love that. And you know what? I want to mention, if any of our listeners today, I want you guys to go to thegoldentampon.com. And you've got to see these photos of Shanda and when she's surrounded with all of these. And what an amazing, I just love it because you can see, like, look at all what people have donated. You know, this is real. This is not something that is being made up. This is something that you're very passionate about, and you're really trying to inspire others. And I think the very first time I saw a photo of you doing this, I was so beyond inspired. I started talking to, you know, a whole bunch of other women. I'm like, you know what, we need to come up with something like this, because I was like, look what she is doing, and look how many people she is helping because of that. And I just want to applaud you for that, because I think you don't realize what an inspiration you are.
Oh, that's very nice of you to say. Thank you so much. This is less about me, though, and everything about, you know, God giving me this assignment and being of service to others, because, you know, I've been very blessed in my life. And for me, it goes back to, you know, for much is given, much is to be expected. And so I just try to use what little platform we have here in Reno. You know, my husband is very successful. He's been in business over 40 years. And so a lot of people know him. We had a commercial that ran here about 7 years ago, and it was super popular. So it kind of elevated our popularity, and we depend on that, too, to get the message out, you know, to get all the products.
I love that. I love it. And that's so amazing that your husband is such a big supporter of you and that. Okay, so you just did a brand new video and you posted it on your website. Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
And let's talk about how we can share it, because you're having some issues with sharing it.
Yeah, it went live today on Facebook, and, you know, everybody depends on social media. But because the video references coronavirus, it's rejecting it. And that was such a big hit even before I got on air with you. It's like, what are you talking about? Like, we need this, and we pay for the booths, right? So we need this to get out to everyone. You know, you can spend like $50 on a booth and have over, are you there? Hello?
Yes.
Yes? Yeah, okay, sorry. My phone was ringing through. Have over 1,000 people view that video even for 3 days. So we had a budget that we were going to just blast it. And so a little bit of a panic mode right now, but you know what? It's all going to work out. So we're now just going to have to depend on, or just ask people if they could share it. We're just going to have to go kind of a backdoor way around Facebook if they continue to reject it. The video mentions coronavirus because that's part of the reason why we've gone to Safe Embrace, is because during the shelter in place, again, these ladies were being battered and they couldn't go anywhere. Remember the first 2 weeks of pause? Well, in America, we had the first 2 weeks of pause where the streets were empty. Can you imagine these women being stuck, literally stuck in their house with their batterers? And Facebook, it's such a shame. It's like a 50-second piece. If they could just get past the coronavirus component and, you know, let us boost it.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? I watched the video, and it's absolutely amazing. And it is. It's a very short thing, but it grabs your attention. You know, I think that's what the whole purpose was, is this grabs your attention. Now let's watch the rest of it. And I thought it was brilliantly done.
Thank you. That's Stephen Coley. He's a cinematographer here. in town, and he's just very generous with his time and talent to Golden Tampon. And so many people are, right? That's what's so great about Golden Tampons. Because it's a grassroots drive, we're all just kind of pitching in for the common purpose. I just happen to be the one with the big mouth, right, that's going around and asking. So we just work a little harder. That's okay. Just a little harder. That's all. But hopefully, you know, if your viewers, or excuse me, your listeners could share that, that would be great. We're looking to make sure on Facebook, I haven't gone back on yet, that it is shareable, you know. So, I mean, there's that. I don't know. It's all going to work out, though.
And one of the things we can do is we'll be sharing it on all of our social media. And even if we just post your website on there, that people can go to your website and watch it directly from that post, I think that would be great, too.
Oh, that would be, Candace. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Oh, it is my pleasure. I'm excited. You know, I think the Golden Tampon is such a great thing. And, you know, one of the things I loved is the hashtag of it, because it's a hashtag Golden Tampon, and it grabs your attention, and you want to know more about it.
Well, it's funny. Like, people always go golden. Like, what? Golden Tampon? They don't really get it. So it's kind of cute and funny in a way, but, it, you know, it is my last name. So it just all kind of works out, right? Kind of like the video not being boosted. It always works out. It always works out. Yeah.
I love that. So you said that you're going to have an event at the end of the drive. Can you share a little bit about that? And if maybe the people, I know that, you know, our listeners are around the world, and, you know, we can't necessarily go to your event. Is it going to be something that you're live streaming?
No, here in Washoe County on May 1st, we're open now with masks. So, because I know you're based out in Canada, correct?
I am in Canada, yes. So it's hard for us to do a lot of traveling up here, but I just love it when people are doing that.
Yeah, so the event is going to be Saturday, June 5th from 6 to 10 p.m. at Faces, Nevada, here in Reno, Nevada. And Top Hats is presenting it, and it's Hot Havana Nights, and it's going to be spectacular. It's the first gala of the season in our community, and, you know, it's a very dress-up sort of thing. We're encouraging people to wear, you know, 1950 Cuban attire. There's going to be, like, all kinds of stuff, like hand-rolled cigars, Cuban food, salsa dancing.
Oh, wow.
It's going to be amazing. Yeah, I mean, Top Hat does an amazing job, so we're super excited about it. I've already got my dress. I'm ready to go.
I love that. Well, you know what? It sounds like so much fun. Do you have tickets for that event so that our, you know, some of our listeners, because we do have quite a few listeners in the United States, maybe they can come to the event?
Oh, wonderful. Yeah, you would just go to the safeembrace.org website, and tickets start at $85 with VIP tickets at $150. And so you can register now and buy your tickets. It would be great. Or you can still even just donate, because all proceeds are going to the shelter. The Golden Tampon, which I've partnered with Safe Embrace, is separate. So this is so that we can get, you know, the house up and running more.
Oh, that's excellent. Can I ask you some questions about this organization? How long has it been running?
It's about 7 years. So I'm new to the board. It's 7 years. It started off with very few beds. Now, I don't know the bed count offhand, but I think there's like 10 bedrooms, and they open it up to families. There's a playground there. There's counseling and legal services. It's great.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And it's a beautiful facility. Take a lot of pride in the facility.
Well, we'll definitely have to have some more of your board members perhaps coming onto our program to talk more about Safe Embrace and how the Divas That Care can support everything that they're doing too, because along with Golden Tampon, we definitely want to do that.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I got people that can come on and talk for sure.
I love it. You know what I love even more is I love the collaboration that you are working with another amazing organization. And I think that's why I'm so drawn to you, because I think that it's so important to celebrate the people that are doing that. You know, we realized a long time ago that we can't do this by ourselves. It takes a community of individuals to work together to accomplish amazing feats like this.
It does. And, the thing about Golden Tampon, which I've noticed, is that, everybody has a mother, right? And so, even with, so they understand that there's that need. And a lot of people, when I was partnering with the homeless shelter, they started to look at our sisters differently, because they would always say, I never thought about that. I never thought that they would need a tampon. And it's like, yeah, they're putting socks in their vaginas. And it's awful out there what they're trying to do if they don't have feminine hygiene products. So, that's inspired people. And whether they give or not, I think the biggest thing, Candace, is now they'll look at our sisters with more compassion. Certainly everyone is sad when they see someone homeless. They are. Like, no one is so heartless. They do feel sadness for them. But now it's that level where they go, oh my gosh, I didn't even think. And more often than not, people do donate. Whether it's for Golden Tampon or their own local women's shelter.
Exactly.
But there's enough for everybody.
You know what? And that's what you're doing. You're getting that awareness out there. And a lot of people don't realize that. And I realize it myself. And it's not that, I really never thought of it until you and I had talked the very first time, and you were talking about that. And it really hit home, because, we just want to restore their dignity. We don't, we're not taking away. We're trying to lift them up again.
Right. And it's appropriate to partner with a shelter, because they need to be the ones to distribute.
Exactly.
Because, again, we want our sisters to go to the shelter. We want them to go there so they can get shelter, food, obviously tampons, and then any social services that they may need. If I'm out on the streets with these, then I think it really defeats the purpose.
Yes. You know what? I agree with you completely. But I love this, because now other communities, other places are probably listening to this program. They're like, let's do that in our communities. Let's collaborate and do amazing things. So that's why I was mentioning before, like, you are such an inspiration, because you are willing to talk about it, and that is the start. We can communicate, we can talk, then we can change.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's really just about getting the message out. And people, I've noticed too, Candace, even before coronavirus, but even now, they're very, very giving, especially in Reno Sparks. It's a very giving community. And I'm proud of that.
I love that. I can't wait. That is actually one of my goals, is to go to Reno, because I would love to go to that area and check it out. So you definitely inspired me to travel there. I
Wonderful.
Love it. So Shanda,
wonderful.
Shanda, do you have any other tips, tools, anything else that you would love to share with all of our listeners today?
Well, just that if you wanted to do a drive in your community, I think that's a wonderful idea. You don't have to be a non-for-profit to be of service. I could be a non-for-profit, but then there's so much that goes with that. I just want to do a drive once a month, right? And if that's something, book clubs can do that. I know a lot of women, we love to gather in community. These are things you can share with your church, and then just do like a drive and then send it over to your local homeless shelter. They would love that. If you call the shelter first and just say to them, hey, I'm interested in doing a drive for tampons. And they always say yes, because they always need them. They always need them.
Well, I love that idea. And I'm actually going to be approaching a couple of organizations here and asking them if they'd be interested in doing that also.
Oh, they would. Believe me, they would. Yeah. Especially if it's just a drive, because then they keep their status, right? And it's actually, it's easier for you. I mean, you're going to put a little money into it for flyers and things like that. And maybe if you have a video you can boost, because, as of today, we can't. But, you just keep it kind of that way. It works out. For me, I have found that I'm more successful that way than doing this whole big non-for-profit.
Oh, exactly. Well, oh my goodness. As I said, you just inspire me every time I talk to you. And thank you so much for coming on here and talking about your drive. And it is taking place right now, everyone, and going till June the 5th. And oh gosh, this is great. So I'm going to be posting your social media, Shanda, on all of our stuff here. And I'm just going to be sharing the heck out of it because I just love it.
Thank you so much. And I'll go ahead and email you that video too.
That is
if you'd
perfect.
like.
Well, I would love that, yes. And please come back on our program again anytime. Share with us the things that you are doing and how you are helping others.
Thank you so much, Candace, and thank you for listening, everyone.
Well, everyone, you know what? I hope that you take this amazing call and send it to your friends and family. Let's inspire. Let's get everybody motivated to do great things like Shanda's doing. You know, I'm always beyond grateful for the amazing women that come onto our program and share what they are doing. They are the inspiration. They are the change makers. They are the way makers of the world. And I'm so grateful for each and every one of them. And I'm grateful for all of you guys because it's because of all of you that our program is now into its 11th season. And we are listened to in over 30 countries around the world. So a big shout, everyone. Pat yourselves on the backs. Thank you so much for all that you do out there. I hope everyone has a great day and that you do something kind. Until next time, everyone.
Thanks for listening. This show was brought to you by Divas That Care. Connect with us on Facebook, on Instagram, and of course on divasthatcare.com, where you can subscribe to our newsletter so you don't miss a thing.